Throughout history, some mysteries have defied every attempt to solve them. A queen's untimely death, an abandoned ship, a sacred relic lost to time. Each story leaves behind more questions than answers. In Part 7 of 100 Unsolved Mysteries, we uncover the strange, the eerie, and the unexplained. Are you ready to question everything you thought you knew? 1. The mysterious death of Cleopatra. Cleopatra VII, the last pharaoh of Egypt, was a figure of unmatched political skill and charisma. Born in 69 BCE to the Ptolemaic dynasty, she ruled Egypt during a tumultuous time, ascending to the throne at just 18. Known for her intelligence and multilingual abilities, Cleopatra's alliances with two of Rome's most powerful leaders, Julius Caesar and later Mark Antony, cemented her place in history as a master strategist and ruler. Her death in 30 BCE, at the age of 39, remains one of the most enduring mysteries of the ancient world. According to Roman historians like Plutarch, Cleopatra took her own life after Octavian's forces defeated her and Mark Antony at the Battle of Actium. The story goes that Cleopatra allowed a venomous asp to bite her, delivering a quick and dramatic death. However, the details are far from certain. No physical evidence confirms the use of an asp, and some scholars question the practicality of such a method. Alternatives suggest Cleopatra may have ingested a fast-acting poison, possibly a concoction of hemlock, wolfsbane, and opium. Another theory proposes that Octavian himself orchestrated her death to prevent any chance of her rallying resistance or becoming a symbol of defiance in Rome. Adding to the intrigue is the mystery surrounding her burial. Historical texts claim she was laid to rest with Mark Antony in a grand tomb in Alexandria. Despite ongoing searches, the location of her tomb has never been discovered, deepening the enigma of her final chapter. Cleopatra's death marked the end of Egypt's independence and the Ptolemaic dynasty, ushering in Roman rule. Whether her demise was an act of defiance or a calculated move by her enemies. 2. The Great Fire of London, a blaze that changed history. The Great Fire of London began on the early morning of September 2nd, 1666, in the bakery of Thomas Farriner on Pudding Lane. What started as a small spark quickly escalated into an inferno that consumed much of the medieval city. By the time it was extinguished 4 days later, the fire had destroyed over 13,000 homes, 87 churches, and landmarks such as St. Paul's Cathedral. Despite its devastation, only 6 officially recorded deaths exist, though the true number is believed to be much higher. The fire's rapid spread was fueled by several factors. London in the 17th century was a dense labyrinth of timber-framed houses treated with flammable pitch and separated by narrow streets. A long, dry summer had left the city parched, while strong easterly winds carried embers across rooftops. Attempts to contain the fire, such as creating fire breaks by demolishing buildings, were delayed by political indecision. While historians generally agree that the fire started in Farriner's bakery, the exact cause remains debated. Farriner claimed his oven was extinguished, leading to speculation of human error or even arson. In the chaos of the aftermath, rumors of foreign conspiracies fueled tensions, with French watchmaker Robert Hubert falsely confessing to starting the fire, a claim proven impossible but resulting in his execution. The fire's aftermath reshaped London. The city was rebuilt with stricter fire safety regulations, wider streets, and less flammable materials. Christopher Wren's architectural designs, including the new St. Paul's Cathedral, emerged from the ashes. Despite its tragedy, the Great Fire eradicated the plague-infested slums and laid the foundation for a modernized London. Yet questions about its origins and the lives lost in its flames continue to intrigue historians, making it a haunting chapter in the city's history. 3. The death of Lord Lucan. The death of Lord Lucan remains one of the most perplexing and controversial mysteries of the 20th century. Richard John Bingham, the 7th Earl of Lucan, vanished in 1974 under highly suspicious circumstances after a brutal crime that rocked London. Lucan's wife, Veronica, was attacked in the family home in a violent episode that resulted in her almost fatal injuries. The family nanny, Sandra Rivet, was found murdered in the basement, and Lucan's wife, although severely beaten, survived the ordeal. The details surrounding the event are murky. Lucan had reportedly been in a volatile relationship with his wife, who had been seeking a divorce. On the night of the attack, Lucan was said to have been involved in a heated argument with Veronica about custody of their children. Later that evening, Sandra Rivet, the nanny, was bludgeoned to death. Some reports claim that Lucan, believing the nanny was his wife, attacked her in a fit of rage, while others suggest it was a premeditated plan to get rid of someone who might testify against him. After the attack, Lucan's car was discovered abandoned, and he was never seen again. He became a prime suspect, but despite extensive manhunts, his whereabouts remained unknown. Several theories have emerged over the years about his fate. Some believe he fled to South Africa or India, while others think he may have taken his own life. In 1999, the British government declared him officially dead, although no body was ever found. The disappearance of Lord Lucan sparked media frenzy and continues to intrigue the public. Was it a case of murder, madness, or something far more sinister? The mystery of Lord Lucan's fate remains unsolved, leaving a shadow over the events of that fateful night in 1974. 4. The Man in the Iron Mask. A mystery of royal intrigue. The tale of the Man in the Iron Mask has fascinated historians, writers, and conspiracy theorists for centuries. This enigmatic prisoner, held during the reign of King Louis XIV, was kept under strict secrecy, moving between several French prisons, including the Bastille. The man's face was always hidden by a mask, described in some accounts as iron, though it was likely black velvet reinforced with metal. His identity was guarded so zealously that even those who attended him were forbidden to speak of him under penalty of death. The story was first popularized by Voltaire in his book The Age of Louis XIV, where he claimed the prisoner was forced to wear a mask to conceal that he was the king's twin brother, a threat to the throne. Alexandre Dumas immortalized the tale in The Man in the Iron Mask, suggesting a dramatic plot of royal scandal and betrayal. Historians have debated the prisoner's identity for centuries. Some believe he was Eustache Doger, a valet privy to sensitive political secrets. Others suggest he was a disgraced general or nobleman. Another theory posits he was an illegitimate son of King Louis IV, or even Louis XIV himself, hidden to preserve the monarchy's reputation. What little is known comes from records of Benin d'Auvergne de Saint-Marche, the prisoner's jailer, who ensured his movements were kept secret. When the prisoner died in 1703, all his belongings were destroyed, and his name erased from prison records. Despite extensive research, no theory has ever been definitively proven. The story remains one of France's greatest historical mysteries, emblematic of a time when power, secrecy, and intrigue ruled the court. The true identity of the Man in the Iron Mask continues to captivate imaginations, a puzzle lost to the shadows of history. 5. The Riddle of the Sphinx. The Great Sphinx of Giza, a colossal limestone statue with the body of a lion and the head of a human, stands as one of the most enduring mysteries of ancient Egypt. Measuring 240 feet long and 66 feet tall, it is the largest monolithic statue in the world and is believed to have been carved from a single limestone outcrop. While traditionally attributed to Pharaoh Khafre of the 4th dynasty, circa 2500 BCE, debates about its age, purpose, and whom it represents persist among scholars. Some researchers suggest the Sphinx predates Khafre's reign, citing evidence of water erosion on its surface. This theory, championed by geologist Robert Schoch, implies that the Sphinx could be over 9,000 years old, possibly predating Egyptian civilization itself. However, mainstream Egyptologists counter that the erosion could result from other environmental factors, maintaining that it was built under Khafre as part of his pyramid complex. The purpose of the Sphinx also remains uncertain. Many believe it served as a guardian for the Giza Plateau, protecting the tombs and pyramids from spiritual threats. Others suggest it may have been a celestial marker, aligning with astronomical events or specific stars during ancient times. The identity of the figure represented by the Sphinx is equally enigmatic. While most scholars agree it bears the visage of Khafre, some argue that its facial proportions differ from other statues of the pharaoh. This has led to theories that it may depict a different ruler, or even an unknown civilization's deity. Despite centuries of excavation and study, the Great Sphinx continues to guard its secrets, captivating historians, archaeologists, and visitors from around the globe. It remains a powerful symbol of the ingenuity, mystery, and enduring allure of ancient Egypt. 6. The Shroud of Turin. The Shroud of Turin is one of the most studied and controversial religious artifacts in history. This ancient linen cloth, believed by some to be the burial shroud of Jesus Christ, bears the faint image of a man's body, complete with bloodstains and marks that resemble crucifixion wounds. For centuries, it has been a subject of intense scrutiny, worship, and debate. The shroud's history is somewhat clouded, but it is believed to have originated in Jerusalem, although its first well-documented appearance was in 14th century France. It eventually found its way to Turin, Italy, where it has remained since 1578. The image on the cloth appears to show a man who was crucified, with wounds on his wrists, feet, and a lance wound in his side, matching the descriptions of Christ's suffering in the New Testament. However, the authenticity of the shroud is highly contested. In 1988, carbon dating tests conducted by a team of scientists dated the cloth to the Middle Ages, between 1260 and 1390, suggesting it was a medieval creation rather than a first-century relic. Critics argue the tests were flawed due to contamination from previous repairs. Other research, including studies of pollen grains found on the cloth, suggests it may have originated in the Near East, further complicating the debate. One of the most perplexing aspects of the shroud is the image itself. The faint, lifelike imprint seems to have been created by an unknown process. Some claim it was formed by a burst of radiant energy, possibly linked to Christ's resurrection, while others suggest it could be a medieval forgery using simple artistic techniques. Despite scientific investigations and ongoing debate, the true origins of the Shroud of Turin remain one of the greatest mysteries of religious history. 7. The location of the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail, the legendary cup believed to have been used by Jesus Christ during the Last Supper, is one of the most sought-after religious artifacts in history. For centuries, the Grail has been a focal point of myths, quests, and sacred quests, with its location remaining an enduring mystery. According to Christian tradition, the Grail holds immense spiritual power, said to have been used by Christ to institute the Eucharist. After the crucifixion, various stories suggest that the Grail was hidden away to protect it from falling into the wrong hands. One of the earliest known references to the Grail comes from medieval literature, particularly the 12th century epic Percival by Chrétien de Troyes. Over time, the Grail became intertwined with Arthurian legends, often depicted as the ultimate object of a knight's quest. In these tales, the Grail's powers are often linked to immortality and divine favor. However, its physical existence and true nature are deeply debated. Throughout history, several locations have been proposed as the resting place of the Grail. Some believe it is hidden in Glastonbury, England, where legends speak of Joseph of Arimathea bringing the cup to the British Isles. Others claim the Grail resides in the caves beneath Rosslyn Chapel in Scotland, famous for its intricate carvings that seem to hint at a hidden treasure. Still, others propose it is hidden within the vaults of the Vatican, guarded by secret societies like the Knights Templar. Despite numerous quests and explorations, no definitive evidence has ever been found to verify the existence of the Holy Grail or its whereabouts. Is it a symbol of divine grace, or an object lost to history? The Grail's mystery endures, leaving believers and skeptics alike searching for answers. 8. The Lost City of Petra. The Lost City of Petra, an ancient marvel carved into the rose-red cliffs of southern Jordan, is one of the most captivating archaeological sites in the world. Once a thriving metropolis, Petra was the capital of the Nabatean kingdom from the 4th century BCE until its conquest by the Romans in 106 CE. Known for its stunning rock-cut architecture and sophisticated water management systems, Petra became a crucial hub for trade routes, linking the Arabian Peninsula to Egypt, Syria, and the Mediterranean. Despite its prominence in ancient times, Petra was abandoned and forgotten by most of the world until it was rediscovered by Swiss explorer Johann Ludwig Burckhardt in 1812. Its isolation in the rugged desert terrain helped preserve its grandeur. Yet the reasons for its decline remain unclear. Scholars suggest several factors could have contributed to the fall of Petra. The most widely accepted theory is the shifting trade routes. As the Roman Empire grew and the Red Sea became a more strategic trade passage, Petra's significance as a commercial center waned. Additionally, natural disasters like earthquakes damaged key structures, further crippling the city. The site's most famous feature is Al-Khazni, or the Treasury, a massive facade carved into the sandstone cliffs, which has become an iconic symbol of Petra. However, beyond the Treasury, Petra reveals an entire city with temples, tombs, and a sophisticated water system, including canals, cisterns, and dams that allowed the inhabitants to thrive in the harsh desert environment. Though Petra's mysterious decline has been studied for over a century, its full history remains largely unknown. Why was it abandoned so suddenly? What secrets lie hidden in its walls? Petra's allure as the lost city only deepens with every new discovery, making it a site of endless fascination for archaeologists and adventurers alike. 9. The disappearance of the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant, one of the most revered religious artifacts in history, has been lost to time and mystery for centuries. According to the Bible, the Ark was a wooden chest overlaid with gold, containing the stone tablets inscribed with the Ten Commandments. It was said to be built by the Israelites under the guidance of Moses during their exodus from Egypt, serving as a physical manifestation of God's presence among his people. The Ark was central to Israelite worship and was carried into battle, believed to provide divine protection. However, the Ark's fate after the fall of Jerusalem in 586 BCE remains a mystery. The last known mention of the Ark is in the Hebrew Bible, where it is described as being housed in the first temple of Jerusalem, built by King Solomon. During the Babylonian invasion, the Ark reportedly vanished without a trace. Some believe it was hidden by priests to protect it from looting, while others suggest it was taken by the Babylonians as a spoil of war. Over the centuries, various theories have emerged about the Ark's location. One of the most widely discussed claims is that it was taken to Ethiopia, where it is believed to reside in the Church of St. Mary of Zion in Aksum. According to Ethiopian tradition, the Ark was brought there by Menelik I, the son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. Despite many claims of its existence, no one outside of the Ethiopian Church has ever seen it. Other theories suggest the Ark was hidden beneath the Temple Mount in Jerusalem or even transported to Egypt, but no definitive evidence has ever surfaced. The Ark of the Covenant remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the ancient world, its fate continuing to intrigue scholars, treasure hunters, and believers alike. 10. The identity of the Somerton Man. The case of the Somerton Man is one of Australia's most perplexing unsolved mysteries, dating back to 1948. On December 1st of that year, the body of an unidentified man was discovered on Somerton Beach near Adelaide. He was found lying in a reclining position with no visible signs of injury and no identification or personal belongings on him. Strangely, his clothes were well ironed, and his labels had been removed, adding to the bizarre nature of the case. The only clue was a small piece of paper with the words Tamam Shud, meaning ended or finished in Persian, found in a hidden pocket of the man's trousers. The Tamam Shud note was linked to a copy of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, a book of Persian poetry that was discovered in the glove compartment of a car parked nearby. The book contained a cryptic code written on the inside cover, further deepening the mystery. The phrase Tamam Shud could be a clue, but it wasn't clear to what it referred. Despite extensive investigations, the identity of the Somerton Man has never been confirmed. Over the years, various theories have been proposed. One suggests espionage, with some believing the man may have been involved in a Cold War intelligence operation, given the cryptic clues, secretive nature of the case, and possible connection to codes and spycraft. Others speculate that the man may have been part of a tragic love affair or suicide, with the Tamam Shud note marking the end of his life. In recent years, new DNA analysis techniques have provided some intriguing leads, linking the man to possible relatives of European descent. However, no definitive answers have surfaced. The case remains one of the most puzzling mysteries in modern forensic history, captivating both amateur sleuths and professional investigators alike. That's it for part 7 of 100 Unsolved Mysteries. The truth may still be out there, but what do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe for more mysteries coming your way.